You know how they say an injury to a star player for a short amount of time can be the best thing for a team, or because the player's injured is going to have to it's going to have to elevate other people. Other people are going to have to step up to the plate. So then when that player comes back, it's just going to be peaches and cream and everything like that. Yeah, this situation is not that. Not that in the slightest. So Steph Curry has a shoulder injury. It's pretty much a shoulder separation, and he will be out for a few weeks. Now they haven't given a time. They haven't given a time like a timetable, but a few weeks. That what they're saying is, or what Woj is saying is, pretty much 3 to 4. Don't really know. They'll reevaluate. Bada bing, bada boom. He wasn't able. He didn't have to have surgery. So shouts out to Steph, and I hope that he recovers. Even though selfishly, I'm a little upset because on the 21st, I'm supposed to be going to the game to see Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors play Brooklyn Nets. But hey, it's cool. That's basketball. But this is not that. And when I say this is not that, Steph Curry, 2-time MVP Steph Curry, by the way, is having statistically his best season he's ever had. And this is coming off of a season. I'm saying that. And he had a season where he was the only unanimous in NBA history MVP and averaged like 30 points a game while still averaging 50, 40, 90. Steph Curry statistically is having the greatest season he's ever had. Steph Curry is a once-in-a-generation player. Steph Curry is one of the greatest players to ever grace the floor of a basketball court. Golden State, with all that being said, let me see something real quick. With all that being said, Golden State is currently 14 and 15, with Steph Curry having arguably his greatest season. And why is that? Because defensively they're not good. Well, let me say that. When Steph Curry is not on the floor, they are drastically worse than when he is on. In fact, Golden State has one of the best starting fives, like percentage-wise, has one of the best starting fives in the league. I think it's like top 5. But they also have one of the worst benches, like a bottom 5 bench. They banked on their young players being better. They banked on Jordan Poole making that leap. They banked on James Wiseman. They banked on Moses Moody. They banked on Jonathan Kuminga. They banked on youth and free agent acquisitions. Dante DiVincenzo, JaMychal Green. And while Dante DiVincenzo's been good, Jordan Poole's been inconsistent. Andrew Wiggins has probably been their second best player, but he's out right now. So with all that being said, and with all that put into the pot, you still have Steph Curry having statistically his best season. And now he's out for a month. Possibly. Maybe more. I hope not more, but maybe more. Maybe less. You see, Steph Curry was the only consistent light that Golden State saw this year. And yes, it can be said that things could change for the better, but I don't see it. I don't see it because this is a champion. This team won the championship last year. And while, yes, there is a championship lull, like I mean, it's hard getting up for the first few games. It's also something to be said where you are like 14-2 at home and 2-13 or 2-14 on the road. And it just so happened that on the road is where Steph Curry got hurt against Indiana. One of two things can happen. One of two things will happen. And this is why this is the most critical point of Golden State's season. Is because what do you do with this type of adversity? This isn't, and there's no offense there's no offense to them, clearly, because they're still great players. But this isn't Klay Thompson not being there. Klay Thompson hasn't had the best season. He's still trying to get his legs back. He's still trying to get more consistent. This isn't like Jordan Poole not being there. Jordan Poole hasn't had the best season. He's trying to figure out how he can submit himself on the bench or coming off the bench compared to being in the starting lineup. Draymond Green has been more active on the offense, but he hasn't really put up the stats like that. And their second best player, their most consistent player all season, is out right now, and that is Andrew Wiggins. So right now, your current two best players, or the two best players of this season, are out. And one of them is Steph Curry. So like I said, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to A, elevate yourself. Jordan Poole is going to elevate. Draymond Green is going to have to elevate when Andrew Wiggins gets back because he's supposed to be coming back soon. He's going to have to elevate. Klay Thompson's going to have to elevate. You elevate. But with you elevating, how far are you going to rise? How far can you rise in the standings? Because right now, Golden State is 10th in the standings. Because the question is, with them playing their best, with Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, with them playing their best, how good is this team still without Steph Curry? And it's not like you're losing me. It's not like you're losing me in a relationship. Hey, I'm pretty sure I'm replaceable. I mean, I know I'm not Beyonce or nothing, but I know I'm pretty replaceable in a relationship. You're losing Steph Curry. So either everyone's going to improve or going to have to improve, but how are you going to tread water? Like, what are you going to do? Or everybody plays the same. Or people start to press. Klay Thompson starts to press. Jordan Poole starts to press. And they start missing shots. Then you fall in the standings. So now, when you get Steph Curry back, you're what? 11th, 12th, 13th in the league? So now you're fighting for a play-in spot. This, to me, this is going to make or break Golden State's season. And I'm not saying that there's nothing. Players can get better, yeah. Jordan Poole can step up. Klay can step up. People that need to step up. I know they just recalled Ryan Reynolds and James Wiseman from the G League. Maybe they step up a little more. Or they're gonna have to step up a little more. But like, what happens? We were always waiting. Two teams that we're waiting for the switch. We're waiting for the turnaround. That is Golden State and the Clippers. And when you look currently, I don't have Golden's, and of course standings wise, but Golden State right now is exactly where they're supposed to be in 10th. I don't see them that much better than the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Los Angeles Lakers, especially with Anthony Davis and LeBron James playing how they're playing and Russell Westbrook playing how they're playing. Luka just smacked them the other day. I wish, speedy recovery for Curry. But just understand that this is the absolute worst situation that you can be in. Because you're a team that is struggling and struggling to maintain some consistency, a good consistency. A team, by the way, that just won the championship. You're struggling to maintain some consistency in the most consistent player on your team, and a generational player is gone or out in a very critical branch of the season, because right now you're still on a road trip. Now I know you're going to go back to Golden State for Christmas, but again, he will not be there. And your schedule starts to ramping up. You're like, again, you have Memphis. Let me see something. Let me see Golden State schedule, because I know you have Brooklyn coming, and Brooklyn's playing a lot better. Yeah, you had yesterday was Philly. Then you have Toronto. Then you have Brooklyn. Then you have Memphis. Then you have Portland and Damian Lillard. You have Atlanta and those young, like, Now the only solace is you have Memphis at home, you have Charlotte at home, you have Utah at home, you have Portland at home, and you have Atlanta at home. But after that, what happens? And is Steph Curry going to be ready? It's just something. It's just something to think about. Again, I wish for a speedy recovery. But it gets treacherous. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, yeah, okay. Well, I guess you're shooting for what? January 10th, when you get Phoenix, because you got some winnable games. I mean, again, I said those after Atlanta. You have Detroit, you have Orlando. Even after Phoenix, you have San Antonio, you have the Bulls, you have the Wizards. Yeah. And then you have the 19th, you have Boston again. I don't know. It's tough sledding. I think it's you pick the. That's the worst time for somebody to get hurt. I'm telling you, or a player like Steph Curry to get hurt. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.